What's up, everybody? Peace and blessings. Universe blessed. I am Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. ONYXCON is a 501c3 nonprofit arts and creative lifestyle organization founded in Atlanta, Georgia in 2009. Yeah, count that up. Count that up. We've been around and we're going to be around. ONYXCON is forever. I'll say that again. ONYXCON forever. Forever and ever, we will be here forever. Quote KRS-One, one of the most prolific MCs in hip-hop history. As we proceed. So, it is a Thursday. What's happening? Hope all is well with you and yours. Let me say that again. Hope all is well with you and yours. I'm gonna start with that because I had a moment a little while ago where typically what I do whenever I reach out to somebody in a text that I haven't spoke to in a while or a friend I haven't been in touch with lately, I usually start with, I hope all is well, or I hope all is well with you and yours. At some point, you typically say that. And in this situation, a bit of a while ago, there was a young lady I was chatting with internationally, far, far, far away. Okay. And the country and the place is not, I don't need to address that to make the point. So I'm not going to bring up where she's from or none of that. But as a single man, and by the way, we do a variety of content. If you're new to the channel, we are a variety channel. We are a multi-niche channel, okay? Unapologetically multi-niche. Not one niche, multi-niche. Can't stress that enough. Because I know people come to a lot of channels and they expect things to be about one thing. We don't do that. If you want to know what this channel is all about, I'm going to continue my story without getting too far off. Check out the banner. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. But the banner at the top of our page, it'll give you everything. You'll see my smiling face and you'll see all the various topics. And even those don't cover everything, but most everything we cover here can fit into those. You know what I'm saying? So we do stuff related to relationships. And so intimate relationships. Relationships from the perspective of heterosexual men, okay? Looking for ladies, locally and abroad, international, domestic, whatever the case may be. So this was an international connection, right? And she was always the type to not be very regular in correspondence. It'd be like, every now and then I'll holler back, something like that, right? And so I'm one who is like, I'm a Virgo. Shout out to all my Virgos, okay? If you're a Virgo, I see a lot in the building right now. Make sure we get some thumbs up so I know y'all can hear me. But if you're a Virgo, go ahead and hit that button because you know what time it is. Virgos stand together, you know what I'm saying? V's up, put your V's in the air. You know what I'm saying? Virgo's in this mug, yo. But I'm very proud of being a Virgo. I got a lot of respect for most Virgos because most of the time when I meet another Virgo, we always get along. It's just instant. Some other signs, and I love a lot of other, I actually prefer, as far as the ladies, and I just, yeah. When it comes to my intimate relationships, I do prefer other signs even before Virgo, but Virgo's on the list. You know what I'm saying? We're intertribal. We can get along pretty well with our own too. But I will shout out like Taurus, Aries, Cancer, who am I forgetting? Gemini, Capricorn. Who else on my favorite list? Did I say Taurus? I think I did. Yeah. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that always spark my fire and it burns real well. You know what I'm saying? Those ladies are always off the chain for me. But anyway, back to the point of it all. I'm saying, so this lady was, she had become kind of distant to the point where it was like, okay, first it was some lackluster responses. And when I say lackluster, I don't want to give the impression she was not interested. She was interested. Like I say, this is international. Yo, if you ain't feeling, that's an easy ghost. It's like whatever, you know what I'm saying? You ain't in town, you ain't nowhere near, they gonna never see you maybe already. It's always the chance of never with international. So when she started to ghost after we had a couple of good laughs and conversations, you know, a couple of really funny texts and cute messages sent a few little like memes and stuff like that, like, you know, all that little cool stuff that breaks the ice and makes you feel like, okay, I got somebody I can chat with. And then it started ghosting, right? And so I messed around and got frustrated with the ghosting part, because that does frustrate me. I can't stand ghosting. Ghosting is like the most immature, goofy thing two adults can do, in my opinion. Well, there's other stuff that could be just as bad, but it's on the bad list. Okay, I can't stand ghosting. It's like, what's the point in ghosting? Just, yo, you grown. Like, ain't nobody no kid. Like, just say, hey, yo, I'm interested in something else. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Or life done got complicated. Yo, I wish you well, but I know I don't want to disappoint you. I'm not gonna have time to keep this rolling. So it was nice knowing of you, but I'm moving forward. You know, that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it, fellas and ladies. If you gotta let them go, that's how you do it. Respectable like that. And then, you know, you even leave the door. The door is pretty much closed, but it ain't necessarily locked. You know, you could literally come back if you had to from handling it that way and be like, you know, guess what? I'm still out here. I don't know if you still single, but I done came back around the block. I made a circle, you know what I mean? I rotated around the field one time and I realized, hey, I think I do have what it takes to make this possibly be something, so I want to talk to you again. Now that don't mean that they may be annoyed, like, oh, really? Now you got time? Now you really? Oh, that's what you know how that can go like that maybe. But if it was early enough in the situation, wasn't no major cards put down on the table, y'all never met or anything, you got potential right there. You got potential. I'm telling you from experience, you got potential. Things can still happen. Way more than you expect it can still happen, right? So it just all depends on how you go about it. And like I say, there's hardly ever a reason to ghost, you know. But there are reasons for doing what can be perceived as ghosting, and you all within your right to do that. And that's what I learned recently, and I want to share this with the fellas who might be like me, or women who might be like me, who, you know, you get annoyed. Like, you know, I know how it is for ladies too. If they like you, they be like, oh man, this guy done stopped texting, and now they telling their friends, oh, I knew he was full of it, but they really still feeling him and they mad about it. Not, you know, so it can go either way. But here's the thing, right? This lady, I reached out and I said, and I went back and listened to my message after I did a voice note, because I love voice notes, and she had done a few voice notes too, but because the voice, you can hear the inflection in my voice. You can tell where I'm coming from. It ain't as much mystery as to what you meant. You know, words, you know, letters can be real harsh. They can seem like, wait a minute, what you saying? What the hell that mean? Wait a minute, huh? You know, it can come off like that joke on Key and Peele, if you ever saw that episode where one of them got mad at the other one because he thought that his homeboy was dissing him in a text, because text don't read the way voice does. And by the time they said they were gonna meet up, and he came to meet him at a bar, and this fool had a spiked bat, and the other one said, oh, you brought me a prop for my apocalyptic Walking Dead cosplay. And he was like, yeah, that's exactly what this is. But when he came to put his lights out, but he was like, yeah, man, yeah, Fred here, yeah, man. Of course that's what this is. So no, that was, you know, quick reference to Key and Peele on the silliness, but back to how it go with this though. You just, you know, you can get bent out of shape sometime in your mind. You know, no communication leads to sometimes random imagination. You start coming up with your own story for why and all that. So that's the worst part about ghosting. But here's what I learned though, right? It ain't always ghosting. And the way I learned it was, I messed around and sent this voice note. I wasn't too harsh, but I was kind of like, hey, what's up, stranger? Like, you know, ain't heard from you in a while. just wondering if you all right. I mean, it feels like I'm being ghosted. Just want to be sure that ain't what this is. Because I admit I jumped to that conclusion kind of quick. And I was feeling you. I thought you was pretty cool. It'd be nice to know somebody like you if I ever make it out to your country, blah, 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 blah. But I'm feeling like, yo, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't do ghosting. This feels very, like, immature. It's not the way to handle it. So at the point I said the thing about mature, it could be read as offensive, you know what I mean? It could be read as an attack. And I kind of didn't care because I'm in my feelings about it. Like, well, that is kind of how I feel. I feel attacked for my time. Like, so I put aside energy in my phone for your file, so to speak, and it's about to go to either the back of the drawer or get thrown out. You know what I mean? So, but I learned from this situation. So it took them maybe a day or so to respond, but then they did, and it wasn't a voice note. It was just all written, and they just basically in so many words said, "Well, I've been going through it," and they broke down what it was. And it was a lot of heavy stuff. It was like, family stuff with business, the way they survive type stuff. I said, oh. So it was like I was just getting hit with the blows of being so inconsiderate of possibilities, right? I was like, oh, damn, pow, oh, another one, pow, ooh. And all I could do was say, you know what? Okay, I didn't handle that right. And the worst part was I had nothing to stand on. I went back and listened to my message, and I'd be damned if I did not say the famous words I always tend to say. I always usually start with, hey, I hope all is well. Because that's kind of your disclaimer that you are at least considering the possibility that it ain't got nothing to do with nothing frivolous or immature behavior. Life be lifing, and maybe they got a situation going on, and that's exactly what had happened. And I said, oh damn, it was a learning experience. But being the energy and the gentleman that I am, I did another voice note to counter it completely. I started with, yo, much respect and consideration to the situation. My apologies for what I said. I want you to know, I admit, the only reason I even went there and thought that you were ghosting me is, quite frankly, you're a very beautiful lady. The thought of knowing you and ever meeting you just completely captivated my actions and made me act from a standpoint of disappointment in the wishes I have for what could be, but none of that's been established. And, we still trying to get to know each other if we gonna ever get to know each other. And I respect that, and I just had to back on up, So it was a very I digress type moment. It was a very, okay, let me reel this back. I gotta, you're on a bicycle and you got that function where you can do your feet in reverse. It's like the bike is still going forward, but you can do that little trick where you go and wheel your feet back. Yeah, I was doing that. Like I'm moving on, but I'm doing that to let you know I'm so sorry. Boy. All right, that's on me. But the lesson learned here, and the lesson I'm conveying and sharing here, is that just sometimes in life, you can't be jumping to them conclusions. And I would add, it could be even more common to jump to those kind of conclusions on an international level of trying to meet and connect with ladies. Because I have also been through the stuff that you hear about where, I've been in situations where I had somebody get to know you just a little bit, chat with you for a week. Ain't even but a week, you know what I mean? You done had a lot of good conversations. They always respond. They never ghost. Things are flowing. Y'all done got to all the fun parts of the talk. Y'all done got past all the basics about family and how you came up and what your ethics are and things like that. Y'all starting to hit the fun talk about, what's your sensual menu, as I like to call it. You know what I'm saying? What you will and won't do if you ever was with somebody like me, because I'm assuming you attracted to me like I'm attracted to you. And they like, oh, yes, most definitely I am. And you like, oh, my gosh, woo-wee, what a time to be alive. This is real. This might happen. Oh, my God. And then they hit you with the dumbness. Then they hit you with the hustle. Out of nowhere. I'm talking about out of nowhere. They hit you with the, family member sick, another one on the deathbed, my phone is broke. I hate to ask, but I hate to ask. That's how you always know it's about to go to hell. I hate to ask, but as soon as you get that part, you're like, oh my gosh, here we got dang go. And it's always asking for money. And you're like, I've only had that happen maybe twice in international connections, and never did I play the fool. Both times I was immediately frustrated, insulted, disgusted, annoyed, because it's such a stereotype of some of the places where they say that, I mean, a lot of guys who travel abroad and do a lot of travel content and do it with intentions of, and let me make it clear too, and I'm not talking about, my channel ain't supporting that whole pay for play type mess. I'm like, yo, if a lady ain't legit interested in me, but every man and every woman understands your money's always involved to make a good time a good time. The whole world has a form of capitalism one way or another. The whole world has issues with money, and you got to make sure you got it or you can't play. And I'm not talking about in the relationship, but just in activities, just in being able to get to each other. I got to get on the airplane. If it's local, I got to spend gas. I got to drive to get to you. If you ain't got a car, you got to pay public transit fare or something. I got a bicycle. I don't care what you keep going, it's going to get down to some money. If you want a damn skateboard or some skates, you had to buy them. You had to have them. You got to maintain them. You got to replace wheels. You got to it's always money involved. I don't care what it is. Right? But as we go by the rule of life here, we always say respect money, then power. Respect, power, money. Ooh, I was talking too fast, stumbled over my own words. Don't get it twisted, rewind that. That ain't right the way I first said it. The proper way. Respect first. Number two, then you get the power to do things because you've acquired the respect to even do it in the first place. All right? Then there's money. And for those who live the opposite way, that reverse BS that was pushed, and some of y'all that is a majority way of the world in the rulership and in the colonization and all of the corrupt systems of this world, of this bizarro world, this earth. Yes, you absolutely will find folk who live by money, power, respect. But their version of money, their version of power, their version of respect is all perverse. It's all twisted. None of it's based on anything real. And you find out that to be the case over time. Because none of it is invincible. It always falls apart at some point. At some point, somebody got to pay the bill to the universe. And the universe will tax that ace. With a concept that some, shout out to India, called karma. It's called karma. There's other ways of putting it, but I like that one. That's an easy reference, and most people know what it means. What you put out comes back to you tenfold. It do what it do. It's gonna do what it do. So you may as well lead with respect. So all you get back is great respect. More respect leads to better power. Better power gives you the best type of money there is, because it never, ever is completely gone. I don't care how so-called broke you are. You're never really broke. You're just at the bottom of the totem of those who live by the money, power, respect system. Now some would say, well then hell, I need to get with them. Shoot, birds of a feather, and I'm gonna flock with them, because guess what? I'd rather, if you can't beat them, join them. Well, a lot of people, most people do. Most people join the gang and get bang banged. It never works in your favor. It never works in your favor, people. You may think it does, because you'll get the materialism, you'll get the false idols, you'll get the false friendships, you'll get the false relationships, you'll get the fake everything. Now some of y'all just fine with that. Like, man, you remember the scene in The Matrix with the dude who was he was the traitor in The Matrix, and he was in the restaurant, in the fancy restaurant, eating the steak, and he was talking about the life he wanted to have and how he wanted to be important and all this different stuff. That was the epitome of the money, power, respect mentality. He knows it's fake, and he's fully willing. I don't care. I'd rather do that than be struggling. And the other message, the other symbolism anyway, is that, yo, those of us who are outside the matrix and understand the truth, we are in the battle all the time, because the majority are with the BS. Most people are asleep. So the few, the proud are on the Nebuchadnezzar with wires going everywhere, wearing the tattered thermals, and getting ready for battle. That's the truth. That's the truth. But what happened in the end, though? In the end, the sun shined again, and all of the mechanical octopus robots fell to the ground, and it implied that life got better and that it will be better always if you stay the course of what is natural and real in the universe. It's gonna win for you. It's a long ass movie, 3 movies, but the symbolism of what it means to a life, yo, that could be a day, that could be a moment. It started off this way, but it ended up like this because I stayed the course and I would not give in to that other way. So in being about respect first, back to the relationship goals in the art life, yes, it all ties together. You know, don't jump to conclusions. Don't be so quick to categorize people based on previous experiences. Yes, I dealt with women who were on the money, power, respect. They trying to gas me up and then trying to get some money. I mean, I don't even know you. I never even met you. We ain't even kissed. We ain't even shook hands. We ain't even hugged. And you asking for money? Like, you got to be crazy. You a special kind of crazy, you know? And it's a hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, 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 to the no, no, to the no, no, to the hell no, to the no, no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no. I love that song. Straight up, hell to the no. But everybody ain't on that. And this one example of what I was given was, this is somebody who's really legit going through something from a country that could be perceived as, oh, they just all trying to get you like that. No, no, no. Not everybody. Like I say, the few, the proud. Somebody who's on respect, power, money, living lifestyle mentality. They ain't on that. They just trying to survive just like you. And some things happen. Life be happening. Life be lifing. Respect that code. Give people the grace, give yourself the grace, and the best part of it, you know, she just said thank you. Like, she took my apology, and that's all I needed. You know, it's like I be wanting to know that my moral code, my feather, to be weighed in the afterlife. Okay, all right, in the rebirth of life. You know, whenever I am to be reincarnated, you know, when I go through the system, if the system as they had it in ancient Kemet is of the meaning of what that meant, you know, weigh your whole life. If it's lighter than a feather, you can pass on to the next level. Yeah, I want to be that, man. I don't want to be heavy with a bunch of BS on my record. I don't want that bad report card. So I was good. As long as I got that and she understood, I didn't mean no harm, baby. I've been through so much. I'm a little jaded sometimes, and I jump to conclusions before I should. And we good. We are always gonna be good, and we probably never gonna meet. I do get the feeling it's gonna fade out. It was meant to fade out, maybe. And if I'm ever really meant to meet this individual, it would be because I was there on vacation, and she might see me across the room and be like, guess what? Do I know you? Yeah, I'm so-and-so. Oh my God, you know, that kind of thing. Other than that, I don't even think it's meant to be in that regard. But the thing I was meant to get out of it was that lesson. So take that and do what you will with it. I might be going live again in a minute for y'all, or later on tonight, because I'll be doing my gaming thing. Y'all been watching? Busting pixels. We get it almost every day. Holla, y'all. It's ONYXCON. Peace.